We kick off the show in RT Melbourne, and this home is located in the perfect place, Beaumaris, only a stone's throw from the beach. This is a home where art meets accommodation. Designed by Saaj+Design, it's a house that captures the spirit of modernist retro and has a unique character in a house I've never encountered before. We catch up with architect Andrew Bartholomews. Andrew, great to see you. I've been following your work for years and absolutely love what you do. And this home is going to be amazing, I can tell it already. So what are we going to see today?
There's going to be some fantastic things to show you. There's a great living space that's really private, and really want to sort of show you the sculpture nature of this house. And lots of curves. And
There's lots of curves. Why curves?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you about that later on. So.
Okay, without any further ado, let's go. Andrew, you have a really different approach to architecture, which is evident.
Yes, yes.
And this home, I mean, what sort of era are we talking about here? Is it mimicking another era? Or?
Oh, look, I think it's paying homage to the sort of 50s modernist sort of style houses, which this area's got some fantastic examples for, and it's something that we, proved an inspiration for us. It's a relatively small plot, 500 square metres.
Yep.
But it's got this positioning and orientation where we're facing to the north, and we've really tried to utilise as much of that into the house.
All windows along here.
And even the roof shapes are actually almost acting like a large sundial, so that you can sort of see the sun, and it creates these beautiful sculptural shapes on the floor as the sun moves around during the day.
Okay. So is that a hint of why you use circles, is it?
It is, but it's also, there's lots of reasons that we've used in this particular project. Probably our starting point might be the greater surrounding areas, and we are very close here to the Royal Melbourne Golf Course, and we've used that as a primary source of inspiration. Being a bayside suburb, we're close to the sea, so there's sort of, you start thinking about those sorts of things and the two blend into each other. So there's sort of ideas of fluidity and sort of like curves and sails, and all of those sorts of things seem to sort of blend into each other.
I love what you do, I really do, Andrew, and I love how, that you break the mould, especially when it comes to using circular.
Well, we're trying to, let people sort of see something different and experience something different and sort of challenge the way that they might live. And we think curves are a lot softer and a little bit more organic and perhaps greater relationship to nature.
All right, let's get a look at the side of the house and really explore these shapes and these angles.
Brilliant, let's do it.
Creating circles on site in a straight building, working with straight materials, provides its own challenges. It's like anything that you do in any job. You have to plan it well in advance to get everything to work properly. You have to know all your materials, the thicknesses, what's required, and a lot of planning.
I'm so glad we had a look at the house from this angle, because you really appreciate the angles and the circles that's going on there.
There's a lot of theatre going on at this part of the house.
There is.
There's a sort of like a perspectidal sort of thing going on where it all converges at this point, and I guess it being the TV room makes a bit of sense. It's like a mini cinema. The walls taper in and the ceiling tapers in. So this raking ceiling then moves all the way back to the entry foyer where we were, and then you can see the curves here really sort of scallop around and unravel. It's completely encompassing the living spaces, the kitchen spaces and the dining spaces, and the outdoor spaces and the pool. So it's just this sort of seamless morphing of indoor and outdoor. This house is very much designed around its northern orientation, and what we've tried to do is capture it through all these large window walls and have a series of roofs that overhang those window walls to provide shade in the summer but allow the winter sun to come in. But upstairs, what we've produced is a horizontal highlight window. It's continuous. And it's like a tear between the bottom of the upper level building form and the roof itself, almost like a tin that's opening up. And so what that does is that allows us to have all of this great northern light that comes through into that upper level space and then filtered down through our double volume entry foyer, and then actually get this wonderful daylight that's almost on the southern side of the house.
Well, mate, I guess what people really want to know now is, can they have a house like this, and what's it going to cost?
Well, for a house like this, for construction, you're probably looking in the order of around about $1.2 million.
You've been awesome today. Thank you so much, Andrew. Had a great time.
Excellent. Thanks, Gary.
No worries.